Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 26, final week, week 10. Of course, main thing we're going to be doing today, well, aside from daily and the invasion for good old undead. But yeah, we have the end of the current campaign, which means we got a mythic to go over. I do want to go do all the dailies and everything to go unlock this first so we can go get it all nice and shinied up, which we need to get pretty much to the end, so at that point might as well just go all the way to the end. But, yeah, it's basically like an alternative Tina 9000, ultimately worse, but does have a damage boost ratio based on bleed gems that we can kind of utilize a little bit. But ultimately, it's okay. You're mostly going to use it in Wilhelmina and undead. Maybe Mystic, probably not though. And beyond that, you're probably not really going to use it for much else. When you're allowed to use absolutely anything, there's pretty much no context where you'd ever use her, unlike Tina 9000, where you would still kind of use it in like a partial mech team or something similar. But there's not really much of a use case outside of Wilhelmina or Undead where you'd really bother bringing her out. But of course, it does mean she does have some use case this week, since of course Underspire would end up being pretty good for her this week. Obviously, it didn't show it in the team since we didn't have it yet, but would be a good damage source alternative going down that route. But honestly, the troop that we got as a glory troop this week is pretty much better than her. It's just a mass exploder, which isn't like the greatest thing in the world, but it's basically a full board clear. And if you happen to use it with her, he also gets a bunch of bleed, but that's not really required. Just his explodes enough or already enough to make him decently viable. And he has a little bit of spell reduction to go with it. Overall, as an exploder or mana accumulator, he's not the best thing in the game, but relative to Wilhelmina, he is mega broken because of how bad pretty much every single thing within that kingdom is for mana accumulation. So, yeah, that'll be great for Underspire this week, since pretty much every team you run for Underspire is going to want to run him as a mana accumulator. Beyond that, of course, we have the start of the yellow event for the Year of the Horse for the Lunar New Year. This will be taking place every single day for the next 2 weeks, so make sure to be doing this daily every single day. Just do your 6 battles, and then actually, let me do it now before I forget. Actually, I don't even have the team in here because I didn't grab it from the copy-paste. Let me go get that right now. What do we do for high rarity? Oh yeah, standard flower dragon team. I was originally going to go Takshaka, but then I realized, oh yeah, we have Pharaoh. Might as well just use a Pharaoh. Pharaoh should be slightly quicker than Takshaka. You tend to only really use Takshaka when you have a chance of losing. So like Guild War or something similar. Actually, speaking of Guild War, we're probably going to be using it a lot for next Guild War too, because it's blue restriction. Alright, what am I trying to go to? I'm going to like every wrong menu. I'm trying to go here. Taking like every possible incorrect menu right now. Alright, let's go and do our battles real quick. Copy paste. Get that team in there, do the gold battle, do the other ones, be good to go. Anyways, hello everyone! Hello Murlu! Hello yeah! Hello Jets! Hello Crisp! Hello Defiant! Hello Jets! Yeah, we were a little bit late. I was taking a shower and slightly lost track of time. Which is why we're a couple minutes late or so. Yeah, I was just in a shower and brushing teeth. Let's see. Hello, yeah, hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What? The Glory Troop is better than the campaign? Mythic? Honestly, that's almost always the case. The campaign mythics have been pretty underwhelming. Once they've been shinyable, they've been a little bit better, but even those haven't been that great. But at least they've been an improvement compared to, you know, what they were before them. Like, at least the shininess is keeping them at least somewhat not horrible. Because shininess will help her a lot. It brings it back down to basically where Dracula's is mana cost-wise. But also boosting up her ability. The biggest issue with her, if you're not using her with Bleed Gem, you're losing a lot of her value. Which is almost never going to happen because the Bleed Gem mechanics we got this time around aren't really that good. Or, you know, the Power Gem mechanic for this season. We didn't really get anything that creates Bleed Gems that's super viable. Like, there's some that are fine, but none of them are, like, you know, really, really good. There's adequate at best. Oh, so hello, Tyrion! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Hope all has been well. Alright, I still got the other 3 battles from the gems. Let's go do those. So hello, Cookie as well. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Chad. That's pretty much a game plan. Clear out dailies and invasion events. Get all the points that we need for unlocking her. And then mess with her for the rest of the time. And we'll cover a video on her tomorrow. Though, of the 3 mythics that we're covering in the near time, she's probably the weakest of the 3. Though I haven't actually checked to see what mythic we're getting this Friday, so maybe she's not the weakest of the 3. But between the mythic we covered yesterday with the new goblin, the new immortal goblin, her, and whatever's coming in on Friday, she's probably the weakest of the 3 overall. But no, still usable though. Our main use case is definitely 4 times Golvania, though. We'll probably do a 4 times Golvania, 4 times Undead, and just do a low rarity team. Because I don't think there's any team you would bother using her where you're allowed to use anything. So might as well do the 2 restrictions where you actually would viably use her. Though I'm not sure if the 4 times Undead team is much different than what you would run the other way around. Well, I guess maybe, because you can run Pharaoh with her if you run Undead, couldn't you? Wait, does she use brown? That would actually be kind of good. I don't believe she does. Does she? Is she like yellow, purple, red? It's specifically not brown. Yeah, she doesn't use brown. That's kind of unfortunate. Pharaoh obviously still gives her mana, though. But we wouldn't be able to feed brown into her. Alright, so we did the horse event. Gotta do that every single day for the next 13 days. Well, 14, if you count today. Alright, we did that. Under Spire, I think I'm just doing free battles again this week. Hopefully we'll get lucky like we did last week at the end. Obviously, we're still buying our Dragonite every single day because we are still in very much evil dragon debt. It just refuses to give us the drop. It looks like we have to deal with Curse Freeze. Not ideal. Hello, Ron. Welcome, welcome. Is the Holiday Legend any good? Yes and no. Is he inherently good? No. But is he good for Divining Fields and Centaur? Yes, very strong. His main use case is if you don't have Roadbreaker, he's really good with Artima plus him for a 4 times Centaur or 4 times Divining Fields team. That's going to be his main use case. He's really viable for that. So it kind of makes it so you don't necessarily need Roadbreaker anymore for Divining Fields or Centaur. Like, he's still really good for it, but now there's another alternative that's pretty solid that's a bit lower rarity. As Artima, or shiny Artima at that. But Artima with potential shininess into him is a pretty decent combo. Because he basically needs to get last kill for him to be worth it. As he gives your entire team half mana anytime you get a kill with him. Which is a lot of mana. It's effectively 2 things fully getting mana, you know, for 50%. Because I believe it applies to himself as well. But yeah, we'll mess around with him, I guess next week's Monday? We'll probably mess with him a little bit. Probably not going to cover a video on him specifically, though. But he's not bad. But he's another one in that category of you would only use him if it's a certain restriction. Alright, next thing. Dailies here, we just need these 2. Let's grab those. Then we'll probably clear out the entirety of the invasion event real quick. Maybe not all of it, I forgot. We did buy the extra battles. That actually would take a little while. I don't know, do invasion battles give you progress for the weekly? For the campaign? Because if so, a lot of those earlier battles should be pretty quick. Especially once you reach 4 times towers and they start dying in one shot. Which reminds me, I didn't make a team for that, did we? That's one thing I always forget to show in the weekly videos, but we always end up doing, you know, tonight whenever we do it. Is I generally in the weekly video don't show the quick kill team that you use before you reach the real battles. So for invasion, you actually run a completely different team until you hit the 4 battle. Because obviously any team that we're showing is once you actually hit 4 towers. But I don't always show the quick kill that you do before. I know. So hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Oh, so now that I hit my 30s, I feel like I'm getting a health issue like every single week. There's got like some kind of random rash for seemingly no reason. Pretty sure it's nothing. There's just like a random red itchy spot. I think it's because of the cold, because it became freezing recently. And my body's not used to the temperature shift. Because we actually had snow for the last 3 days. Something we haven't had in this area for like a decade. Or almost a decade. Alright, we did all that. Campaign, we're doing all that soon. Invasion, we'll do that soon. The current daily, we already did all those. Under Spire, we'll save for absolute last and just do the free battles. Alright, so all we have left is PvP Invasion and that then. Let me double check if Invasion gives progress. As long as it does, we're probably just going to roll with this and be good to go. Oh yeah, we need a different team for the earlier battles. We gotta keep him. We can get rid of that. What do we have for Empower? Honestly, I might just use the new guy. We have Empower into 2 different colors. What if I just put the other guy in first slot and just exploded everything? Let's see. We have Convert into blue. Convert into purple. I could always ditch Hero. We're not using Mana Start. Let me just roll with this for now. And then we can change our banner like purple-blue. Yeah, we're just going to go for the Asa for a quick kill. Oh yeah, I can give him 50% Mana Start too. Let me actually do that. That might be better. Let me get rid of... I don't know, what color do we want to do? I guess blue. Yellow to blue. So let me get rid of that and then change to... I forget its name. It's from Wilhelmina. Why do I always forget its name? We're just going over it earlier in the video too. As one of the glory troops. But, this one right here. For some reason all this mess. It's the 50% Mana Start undead. There it is, the Ghost Queen. Because he is undead. It's the only category that he counts as. And then we go to banner and then blue since that's the one we're creating. And just any double blue banner would be fine. Even just literally double blue. Alright, that should be good to go. We're just going to use this for the earlier battles. We have to use the Grey Worm because it's double score. Level 3 Crimson Bat. Oh yeah, we could do that too. How much is the damage difference? Actually, I guess Crimson Bat is actually better here, wouldn't it be? It's because of the lower mana cost initially. Oh, he does use 1 less color, but it would still be overall lower mana. The only problem is Crimson Bat doesn't have extra turn potential. Whereas Ossifer does. I guess we'll just stick with Ossifer, it's fine. But yeah, Crimson Bat I believe is a little bit more damage, but has no extra turn potential. And of course, half the mana cost. Oh, it's a bit less than half just because it uses 2 colors instead of 3. Though I guess with the way that we're mana accumulating, it's not. Because that's only relevant if you're exploding or destroying gems. If you're mana accumulating normally, then that doesn't actually matter that much. If at all. I don't know, the main thing that's been annoying health-wise recently is mostly the teeth thing. I think in the last 3 years, I'm like $5,000 to $6,000 in. And they're still not correct. The main thing that set it in motion, I'm pretty sure, was when I was younger, I ended up getting braces. But we ended up moving and they never went like all the way through. So my teeth were left in like a really weird in-between state. That basically made them worse than if there was no braces at all to begin with. That's pretty much when all the problems started happening. Really slowly. It was from like partial braces. Because if I was to get all the work done that I got, or you know, that the dentist said in the most recent trip, it'd be $4,500. Which I'm obviously not doing. Which is insane after all of what has already happened. And none of them even feel wrong or anything right now. In the past it made sense because it was so long and there was some damage to some of them. But like all of them are pretty much fine now. Yet it's still like $4,500 to get everything fixed. After everything already. Which is kind of insane. Because I'm probably only getting done like a third of what they will actually want to do. Do you ask the dentist to warranty their last fix? No. The problem is that place has a lot of dentists that have been going through. I've already been through like 4 different dentists at the same place. Like the one who did the most recent work wasn't even the one that did the previous stuff. And the one that did the previous stuff wasn't the one that did the previous stuff. Hello, Imperial. Welcome, welcome. You gained wisdom, but lost your wisdom teeth. Actually, I'm glad I was able to still do that while I was up north. Because I was actually able to get up all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled out for free. Back when I actually had dental. Because I haven't had dental insurance for like a decade now at this point. Or almost a decade. Hello, Minnie. Welcome, welcome. I do have like some kind of supplementary thing that pays for some of it, but it doesn't cover like nearly all. Like it covers more than I pay in, but it doesn't cover nearly enough. Hello, Jason. Welcome, welcome. Where's all my mana? I just forgot, we have like a billion battles because I bought tier 6. Luckily once we reach 4 towers, they start going a lot quicker. Actually, I say that, as long as Ossifer's still one-shotting, it would technically be quicker. These guys stop one-shotting soon, though. As the snow, it turned to a blast ice. Oh no. Most of the snow is melted here, but we did get about 4 inches. Oh yeah, I was able to go to the bank finally today since the snow did end up finally clearing. And I did finally get the euros for the trip. The only bad side is I have like no money in my bank now. Like I literally have like the bare minimum needed so you don't get charged every month. Like that's how much money I have left in the bank at the moment. The only thing I don't have sorted for the trip is the ticket. And everything else is good to go at this point. I've been looking. I'm just trying to find something under 1,000. So far, everything's been closer to like 1,200, 1,300. Which is weird, because I could literally go in like 1 week for like $600. But all the ones in like 4 or 5 months from now are like over 1,000. Maybe it's just too far out. Because I'm hoping in like a month or two they go down a bit. But it feels weird because I've never actually seen euros before. It really threw me off because they're different sizes. Because of course in USD, they're all the same size. Like a $1 is the same size as 100. But it's really weird because it had a bunch of different bills. And the 100 is so much bigger than the 5. Also, I don't even think they have ones. I think they only have ones and coins. Which also threw me off because it was like a large assortment of bills. And I was wondering for a second, I was like, wait, where's the ones? But then I kind of realized it's like, oh, they only have it in coin form. They don't actually have a dollar note. Actually, I could show it real quick. I think I like green screen because I think their highest bill is like green for some reason. There, here we go. Where is it? There it is. It's like $1,000 in euro. But yeah, it's all the money for like 2 months of the trip. It should be enough. Since the only thing I should really need to pay for the most part is food. And like maybe a little bit of transportation. Oh, yeah, I didn't actually show the thing though. Yeah, look how big of a difference there is between the two. Let's see. How can I do this good? I could just do it on top of each other. Yeah, look at how big of a difference there is. Like, that's the 5 and that's the 100. Like, how are you supposed to fit them into something? Like a wallet or something. Like, the 100 is like 20% bigger, if not more, than the 5. Like, they're not all the same size, so they don't stack correctly. It's really weird. Ugh. Looks like funny money. I honestly thought the same thing when I saw it. Like, when I saw them all in different colors, my literal first thought is, oh, there's just Monopoly money. That was literally my first thought when I saw it. Because it's all, like, color-coded and everything. Because obviously in US dollars, they're all the same color. You know, they're like that light greenish, same size, same color. All of them are different color, different shapes. Well, not different shapes, but different sizes.
Mana surge. Mana surge. Mana surge.
For the blind population, I guess that makes sense too. As it'd be a little bit more of an indicator. I'll buy Boardwalk. Gosh, I haven't played Monopoly in a long time. I think my best match ever was with one of my aunts. She ended up dying of breast cancer, but a few years before that, we ended up playing a game of Monopoly that lasted for, I want to say 10 hours? Like, we started in the morning, and the sun was down by the time we finished. It was the longest and best game of Monopoly I ever played. And it was one-on-one as well, but it was a really balanced one-on-one. Because I feel like sometimes in Monopoly, someone just takes, like, a major lead, and then it's like, okay, you kind of know, like 2/3 or even halfway through, or even, like, pretty early. Like, oh yeah, this person's, like, already gonna win. It was a really, really balanced match of Monopoly. Who won? I actually honestly forget. I think I did, though she might have just deliberately tried to lose at a certain point, though. I'm not sure. Because we were going for quite a while. I'm pretty sure I won, but I'm not sure if she threw near the end.
Mana surge.
Yeah, how old would I have been then? It would have to have been under 13. So it would have been probably like 10 or 11. Oh, don't do barrier. How am I supposed to kill that now? There we go. You're apparently 5 minutes behind. Oh, you missed the Euros. That and our Monopoly story. But yeah, that was literally my first thought when I saw it, though. It literally looks like Monopoly money. Especially when you're used to one currency. I have technically seen Canadian dollars before. But I don't know, something about euros just literally look like fake money. Because they don't have much on them to really indicate, like, they're not copy fit or, you know, counterfeit or anything. Like, it has some amount of indicator on it, but very minimal compared to, like, an American 100 these days. Then every single one being a different size just seems so off. Also, they're not creased down the middle. Do they not, like, fold their money or something? Because I noticed my money was either, like, very fresh and, like, pretty underutilized, or it's, I don't know, they just treat them differently. Because it's not creased down the middle like American money, where you, like, fold it in half always. Which kind of makes sense because they're all different sizes, so you kind of can't fold them in half in the same sense. So I'm not sure if they just never fold their money. I don't know. Anyone from Europe here? Do people in Europe actually fold their money in half? Because obviously in America, that's extremely common. But none of the money I have has any crease down the middle, which makes me assume they have never been folded down the middle. It feels weird holding that much money right now, too. Since it's literally more money than I even have in my bank account. Which I think might be the first time in my life where I have more money, like, on hand than I do in the bank. I don't think that has ever happened to me before. How to distinguish the fake from the real note? Oh no, that's some indicating things on it. And to some degree, America's old money has even less indicators. Like the normal bills. Because they only recently started to add that to hundreds. Did they add those to 50s and 20s too? I don't remember. Because I'm pretty sure most American currency doesn't have the, like that a really elaborate thing that hundreds do. I know the older ones don't. I mean the newer ones. Is that something I pay attention to that often? Let's see. What do we need here? In Europe, it says they don't bend their paper money. Yeah, it seems like it based on how they look. Do you need like a special wallet to fit them then? Because normally I just use my passport wallet, but my passport wallet assumes American currency. It has no slot that can fit Europe currency in it. These would just be too thick. Or more so too wide. Or lengthy, whatever term you want to use. Actually, I've still been using the same wallet since... Gosh, actually half my life now. I should probably get an upgrade on my wallet at some point. I've been using the same wallet since like 14 or 15 years old. Because I got it when I opened up my first bank account. And it would have been either 14 or 15 then. Maybe even 13? Because I was still in New Jersey at the time. So it might have been 12 or 13 actually now that I think about it. Which means the wallet that I have could be as high as like 18 years old. It's starting to break some, but still holding in there. Oh, yeah, I should probably change to a real team. I've been talking all this time, not realizing that I have not switched my team to a real team yet. Should probably go do that. Lucifer has stopped working for a while now. Alright, let me just copy paste the team from the video. Oh, that's not the team from the video. Let me go copy paste the team from the video. Invasion event. Yep, that one. Guild, invasion. And we're good to go. Perfect. Did I get the real ID too? Oh yeah, I already had a real ID several years ago. I got real ID literally like the first few weeks they announced real ID. Mostly because I saw signs for it at airports like all over the place way ahead of time. So pretty much within the first like week or two you could even get a real ID printed in America. I got it. Which was like what, 4, 5, 6 years ago? I can't remember. It expires in like 2 years whenever I got it. But yeah, I've had a real ID for a while. Like within the first week you could even get one. Mostly because a lot of airports were saying at the time that you kind of had to have it. Like even over a passport domestically. Although I think you're still allowed to use passport domestically. But there were some things saying at the time that you might not be able to use your passport domestically. Which is the main thing I was doing, you know. So I was like, okay, I should probably go get it just in case. So I'm pretty sure you still can use your passport domestically. It's only, actually, I'm not sure. What do you need real ID for then? Because I use that as an alternative driver's license because I don't have one, as well as state ID. But for most use cases, my passport does everything my state ID otherwise would. Unless it's obviously something really specific to the state. Like voting or something. But otherwise, my normal passport does everything the ID would. Yeah, the only thing a passport doesn't do compared to real ID is just give, you know, state representation. But otherwise, it covers, like, literally everything the same. Also, it was still really annoying to get the picture needed for the specifications of the passport renewal. But honestly, otherwise, it was pretty painless. It was mostly the image requirements that was really annoying. Also, it did specifically say not to edit it with anything. And I did technically have to edit it. Because there was no way I could get a proper white background. There was just nowhere near me where I could realistically do it. So I did edit out the background. But luckily tools for that are really good these days, so it doesn't matter. I think it got rid of a few of my hair particles, but barely anything otherwise. It kept so many of the hair particles, I'm pretty sure they didn't even notice, so I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. It's not like my face itself is edited or anything. I was always concerned that they might not take it because of that. But no, it seemed like it was fine. They even sent a confirmation thing midway through. It's like, oh yeah, that's fine. Also, they got it pretty quickly, too. I think it said 4 to 6 weeks, yet after submitting it fully, it took only like 2 weeks. They got it out really quick. I was actually kind of surprised. Because the original estimate said like late February. Yeah, I got it like 2 weeks ago. Or a week or a half ago, whatever it was. Like, it came like a whole month earlier than the date you said it would have came. Did I mention that yet on stream? I got the passport like over a week ago, by the way. I'm not sure if I ever mentioned it on any stream. Might just passed my mind at the time. But yeah, we've had the passport for a little while now. Also, why am I still playing this like it's the Ossifer team? I just now realized that. Honestly, it's kind of quicker. Until Ossifer stops double-shotting, it's probably quicker just to run Ossifer than to try to tower slay them all. Oh, I did end up saying it? Oh, okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, it's nice to have done already. I always like having at least 2 forms of ID, and for a little while there I only had 1 form. Not like 1 form would ever really fail, but you never know. It's also just good because if you ever have 0 forms of ID, it's just really annoying. If there's ever like a lapse of time where you have none at all. So I always like having at least one or the other. Because now that I think of it, I don't think my entire adult life I've ever had only 1 ID. I mean, only 0 IDs, I mean. I've always tried to keep double, maintain double, so that I always had at least 1. There's never been a time in my adult life where they lapsed and I had 0. Because it makes getting other IDs quicker if you already have another ID. Like, when I renew my state ID, I'm pretty sure one of the only forms I need is literally my passport. Like, I literally use the thing to renew the other thing. Which will save a lot of time at the DMV or whatever it's called. Because gosh, this place is annoying. If I can spend a second lesson there, that'd be great. Also, what was your question, Defiant? Actually, I literally have not been in a DMV literally since I renewed my last state ID thing. Which at this point was several years ago. Would you use your gold and silver orbs to level troops in the kingdom where you already have them at level 20, but not fully starred? Keep in mind you also have 20 plus mythics. Generally, it is fine to do that on any kingdom if you want to go and upgrade it, or if the troops are just good. That's the main parameters I tend to do it on. Obviously, I did it on all the good mythics. But beyond that, I do it on legends and mythics that are in kingdoms that need kingdom upgrades still. As well as legends that are just good in general. Yeah, I can't remember everything I needed last time I was at the DMV. But I do recall that having a passport made everything so much easier. These accounts technically is multiple forms of identification. As I believe otherwise, you would also need to bring your birth certificate and something else or something. But the passport already counts as like 2 or 3 different forms of identification, including birth certificate. I should have killed that one first. I keep forgetting that he creates 7 purple. I keep wondering how he just keeps getting a mana randomly. But it's from the 7 purple we keep getting from the worm. Also, we are getting progress on the event, right? That's the whole reason I'm doing this. Okay, good, we are. Nice, 69. Okay, let's keep going. But yeah, we are getting progress. It's like 2 per. I want to make sure because that's the whole reason we're even doing this. Obviously, we need to do it regardless, but I'm trying to get the mythic unlocked so we can go mess around with it. So yeah, we'll clear this out. Clear out PvP real quick, and then I guess we'll mess with the mythic the rest of the time. Honestly, I might not even bother with Underworld, or Underspire, I mean, today. And just mess with the mythic. Because Underspire doesn't really have anything particularly interesting going on. Oh no, maybe we'll do a few battles because at least we get to use the Explodey guy. The new Explodey guy that came out today. He's not great, but in the context of the kingdom, he's the best mana accumulator in the entire kingdom, which is kind of crazy. I never realized how bad Golvania was for mana accumulation until I saw how good his ability was relative to anything else in the kingdom. Another Valhawk tower down. Oh, but that's just getting one there. There should be 11 more battles then. And then we'll clear our PvP real quick, and that should be enough to unlock the Mythic fully upgraded. And by fully, I mean Shiny level 2. Which is basically fully. It's only 1 mana short of fully maxed. Only the Super Paid side ends up getting it. But obviously the 1 extra mana cost is pretty much nothing. The only problem is, I'm not sure if she gets a 4th hit or blood boost ratio. If she gets blood boost ratio, which I'm pretty sure is her extra benefit, that is really bad. Because there's a lot of times where you might not utilize her with that much blood mechanic. Particularly within her own kingdom. As I haven't mentioned it yet, I did some in the other video, but yeah, we should within the next week, I would assume, should hopefully be getting some information on the upcoming update in the next week or two. So probably next week's Monday stream, we could probably go over a bunch with it, hopefully. Also, I'll probably be handing out the pet code that day too, assuming I get it by then. She still hasn't sent me one yet for the month. If she does send me one between now and then, we'll hand it out next Monday. What's the ability of this campaign mythic at Shiny level 2? I'm actually not sure. We're about to find out. It's either better boost ratio, which I'm pretty sure is what it is, or it's a 4th hit. But I'm pretty sure it's just better bleed boost ratio. Which, if that is the case, that's kind of bad. As she's already very rarely going to be utilizing it. But it makes her even more dependent on having to be used with bleed. She's already pretty dependent on it, but if that's her extra benefit, then she's even more dependent on it. Though, if that is what the mechanic is, she would gain a lot of benefit if you do actually get 10 plus bleed gems on the board. Like, at some level ranges in PvP, you'd be able to one-shot the enemy 3 times over. Like, you would leave everything dead except for 1 enemy. Almost reminds me of how much damage Takshaka gets, but it's double kill. It's one of the things that makes Takshaka so strong. If you have really high magic, but the enemy has, like, pretty average stats, you can actually get double one-shot with Takshaka. Easy double kills, then double kills again. Alright, 4 battles left. Oh, so I like how it says 2 and it's like, yeah, 4. Just because we already know where all the Valhawks are pretty much. They follow a pretty consistent pattern most of the time. There's a chance we get one on the final battle. But it's more likely that we don't than we do. Once you get the last evil dragon and the weapon, will you count to continue to get Dragonite? Honestly, I probably will for a while. Nowadays, it seems like they're pretty consistently going to be adding a new set of Dragonite dragons every year. And I literally just depleted down to 0. I probably will be buying Dragonite all year this year. Which means I should probably be taking Tribute more often. Because I'm also spending more gems on the guild-related event. My gem stack is actually going down once again instead of up. That can be fixed by just taking Tribute a little bit more often, though. I feel like on average I only take it a few times a day because I'm not that paranoid about it. But I might need to start being a little bit more paranoid about it. If we ever dip below 100k, I definitely would be. As long as we're above it, it doesn't matter too much. It's only when we start dipping under 100k I would feel the need to start really getting it a lot again. Alright, there should be final battle. Yep, there we go. Alright, next thing we gotta go do then is clear out PvP real quick, and then we should have all the points we need to go do the Mythic. The new Mythic that came out today. We'll have a video going out on her, should have it all out tomorrow. Alright, there we go. Let's see, how do we do? We got scammed, a Valraven. It looks like they got Valraven lucky, we got unlucky. Because that's a 1 Valraven difference. And I'm pretty sure none of them ran away, right? I don't think they did. Is that just getting bad Valraven luck there? Alright, we did all that. We did all this. Oh, we still need 15 though. Alright, let's go get it off of PvP. I'm pretty sure PvP counts. Oh, nice. We got Dragon Restriction. Let's see. Did we get an Undead Restriction this week? No. On PC Mobile, we didn't get Undead for Outer Layer. Of course, I already got all my kills, but that would have been a good way to go and get it. Alright, let's go get our buff real quick and then go and, yeah, just clear that out. Let's go over here. Yeah, how many gems would that be? So if I was to buy it for an entire year, 365 times 300, that'd be 110,000 gems. Which is one of the reasons why I would need to keep taking Tribute. Because 110,000 gems is how many gems I currently have. So to be able to maintain that, yeah, we got to do a lot of tributes. I think it's like 10 tributes a day just to break even on it. And that's not even counting anything else that consumes gems in the game. I don't know, how much Dragonite would that be, though? Because that's 365 times, what, 60? Which is 21,900 Dragonite. How many did we have most recently? Yeah, we would basically have to do that. Because I had 20,000 Dragonite, or 19,000, whatever it was, and I still completely ran out. So getting back to 20,000, yeah, I kind of have to do that. Of course, we will be getting Dragonite through some other means other than just buying it every single day. But I would want to repair back to 20,000 basically by the end of the year. By like January of next year or so. Just in case they do them early like they did this year. But yeah, we basically would have to do that. It's over 100,000 gems over the next year. Doing that every day. But I have to do it to repair back up to 20,000. As we saw this time around, 20,000 wasn't enough. Yeah, that's a really big gem sink. It might be the biggest gem sink still left in the game then. If they're gonna add a new set of dragons every single year, that could almost cost you 100,000 gems if you go unlucky. Of course, normally it doesn't cost that much, but I've gotten that unlucky twice now. It happened on Gem Dragon and it happened on Flower. It happened on Evil Dragons. Though on Flowers, we did get perfect RNG. So maybe that cursed us. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't on Flowers. It was Cosmics. We got literal perfect RNG. I will still never get over this. This is why we went unlucky the first time and the fourth time. Is because this happened. We got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm not sure what the odds are on that, but it is very low. Like, I'm pretty sure it's less than 1 in 100, isn't it? It's something absurdly low. Grab all the invasion loot. But yeah, we got perfect RNG once, but really bad RNG twice. And the other one was just average. Alright, now we need to go do 3 battles in center and then the dragon battles. So let's do the battles in center real quick. Then we'll do the 5 dragon battles, and then we'll go mess with the new mythic for the rest of the stream then. As we should have her fully upgraded and good to go. Well, as fully upgraded as we can get her at the moment. Yeah, the overall rate of gems have pretty much improved over the years. There was technically one point for like half a year where gem gains was the highest it has ever been in the history of the game. But not counting that one instance where they like mega buffed the gem rate for a short duration from guild tasks. Not counting that one short duration, the current state of Gems of War is actually the quickest rate of gems that has ever been in the game. Due to all the kingdom upgrades and everything. As well as just a bunch of other events that bring in gems, a trickle of them constantly. But the gem rate in the game has actually never been higher than now, other than that one outlier time. It's actually something I'm kind of surprised of. They mentioned in the past that if Tribute ever got, like, really crazy, they would maybe nerf it down a little. But they have actually never nerfed Tribute ever since they, like, mega ultra buffed it. It's one of the reasons why the gems per, you know, day keep going up, or, you know, every time you take it. As the more kingdom upgrades you have, the further they go up. But ever since they made that improvement to it, they have actually never nerfed it. Even though they said they may eventually. But they never did. I think it's because you would have to make so much progress in the game before you would even get to that point. Because getting 30 Star Kingdoms is pretty difficult. Like, that's not a particularly easy thing to do. Like, you'd have to have been playing the game pretty actively for at least a year, if not longer, to even see a 30 Star Kingdom. Probably even longer than that. Like, even after a year, you probably are only starting to hit 20s or something. You're probably not even at the starting to get 30s area. We are getting pretty close to every kingdom being 30 starable, though. Other than some of the newer ones that have come out in the last, like, 4 or 5 years. We're not counting newer kingdoms. Almost every older kingdom is 30 starable. Or will be within the next year or two. Which, of course, they could even expand that system potentially even further as well. Something they haven't done yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do another 10 levels at some point. They would just need enough content in the game to justify where on Earth you would even put those upgrades. Who knows? Maybe the update coming in 9.1 will be one of those. You set a timer for it while you work. Oh yeah, what am I doing? I only need 3 battles. Not sure why I keep farming. Alright, now I just gotta go do these real quick. I gotta build a dragon team. Flower, Sensia. That one dragon would empower that converts them. I always forget its name, but it's that guy right there. Nope, no, not over her. Sensia again. And I guess it's a Wand of Stars is fine. Alright, there we go, 4 times dragon. And banner, probably just pure yellow since we're doing the convert. Yellow, 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 where are you? There you go. And how about a mech, just so we don't have to deal with the submerge. So we have Dispel for the submerge. Alright, right off the bat, do we have alignment? What's your convert again? Brown, no. How about now? No. How about now? No. It's so much mana, it's still worth it though. Oh, we even got giant gems here. That is so free. That's so much mana with how common they are. Like, you full board clear, you're gonna get like 100 plus mana. It's actually crazy how common those are. Because some of the power gems have different weightings. But some of those weightings are way too high. And giant gems and potion gems are probably like the biggest culprits of that. Where their weighting is surprisingly high despite the gem being really strong. So you just get like infinite mana the second you start board clearing. But yeah, as soon as we head out these 6 battles, yeah, let's mess with the mythic the rest of the time then. See what we can end up doing with it. Though I will do that one battle once just to go set our team up though for Underspire. I'm not going to do the Underspire battles right now, but I will do one singular battle just to get it set up. Just so I don't have to copy paste the team again later. In case I need to overwrite them for any of the videos we're doing this week. Otherwise I gotta dig it up for my own video. Which I have done before. I have referenced my own weekly videos for my own teams before. Because sometimes I overwrite them for something, but then I don't have them on copy-paste, so I have to go reference it just to go get them back. It doesn't happen that often, but it definitely happens at least a few times a year. Because of course normally they're saved, because I normally don't touch them until we do another big video. A lot of those teams. But sometimes they get overwritten for one reason or another. Alright, there we go. Oh, I never noticed. It actually shows you what guild they're from. Or what alliance they're from. I don't think I've ever paid attention to that. Has that been there, like, for years now? Ever since that system's been in? I have never noticed that. Wait, it doesn't say it over here. Oh, it's only in that one menu. It's only when you do the Citadel. Okay, that makes sense then. Why they're from different ones then. Never mind. I was gonna say, why are none of them from purple? But yeah, it's only for that one game mode. It doesn't do it for all the other ones. That's why I never noticed it. It's only for the Citadel battles. Because you're technically battling with your alliance against other alliances. Which is why it's like that. Alright, let's just do one battle for Underspire just to save our team. But also to try out the new guys since they'll be the only excuse we have to actually try them at all. Just to go run them for mana accumulation here. We're just using them to immediately feed Thorn Dragon to full mana. It's pretty much still got a whole gimmick here. I'm looking for Underspire. Looking for a battle. Looking for copy paste. And we're good to go. And the best part is our weapon isn't blocking at all. He's blocking on red, but we can't really help it, unfortunately. But the weapon itself is not blocking. It's the Golvania boost ratio weapon. Which, of course, our whole team has to be Golvania. I guess the only thing that technically isn't is our hero, so we do get a little bit less boost ratio. But it's not worth running Death Knight since he only has half mana start. And of course, he doesn't get the bleed mechanic here since we're not using the new queen. But he still gets the full board clear. The only big issue with his ability compared to like a Thrall or something similar is because it's Explode, he only gets 50% mana compared to a Thrall or Box Strider or something similar that gets 100% mana. Now, give me that lantern before I forget to grab it later. Alright, let's leave that there for now. Because the final thing I want to go do this stream is, of course, the main thing I wanted to do this stream, which is the Queen time. We got the new troop of the Queen Wilhelmina. How do you guys pronounce this, by the way? I should probably know for the video tomorrow. Queen Wilhelmina. Queen Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina? Is that it? Wilhelmina. Like, Mina definitely sounds right. I'm confused with the first part. Wilhelmina. 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 But anyways, her. Oh, I believe I get magic for this bonus as well. Oh, so I like how the artifact looks. Of course, it always like upgrades throughout the whole thing. You've done some pretty creative ones with it. This one actually looks pretty nice by the end. Alright, well, all of them do, but you know. It's particularly noteworthy compared to some of them. Alright, anyways, what am I doing? Messing with her. We did get magic here, right? Yeah, we did. Good old magic. Wilhelmina? Yeah, okay, so that is correct then. Wilhelmina. I'm gonna grab all these rewards. Pretty sure we're already halfway done. We're literally 1 day in. Alright, also, you don't forget to go kill greens for this, or red for this, by the way. I'm pretty sure most people just get it done by dailies, but you do need to do it at least this week or next week in order to have enough pet copies to be able to go and upgrade this pet to max. Because you'll only get one short if you only buy these 5 times. You would need to get the other one from the event. And don't forget to get a 6th time for the golden version. But anyways, let's go mess with this. So we'll go and get 3 teams going. Let's see. There we go. Almost there. Let's go mess with her. Oh yeah, let's go see what her extra benefit is as well. Let's see. Wilhelmina. Yeah, all they did was better boost ratio. That's so bad. All they did was make her 5 times boost ratio go to 7 times. That is almost no benefit at all. It is a very, very, very small benefit. Oh, so I like this new upgrading screen for upgrading stuff like this. A lot more convenient than the old one. Didn't they do this in the big 11-year anniversary update? Because honestly, that patch was so good. The 11-year anniversary one. Oh, so I think I want to give her all of her elite levels. I believe she gets 6 magic from it. So let me just use the metal thingies. Yeah, she gains 6 magic from this. She gains 666, I believe. Is the stat distribution you get from this. Actually says it right here. But yeah, you get... No, this isn't the 666 one. You get 3 life, 7 life. Or, so you get 3 magic, 7 life, 3 armor, and 1 attack. The 666 one is 6 attack, 6 armor, 6 HP. Which I'm not sure why I said that when we were already getting magic. Because obviously that wouldn't be the case if we're getting any amount of magic. But yeah, 3 magic. It's the second best one, I believe, for magic. The best one obviously being mage, where you gain 3. I mean 6, I mean. But this one only gains 3. But yeah, the main shiny benefit she got is 1 lower mana cost, and her 5 times boost ratio for bleed gems is now 7 times. Which is not ideal. She would have benefited a lot more from a 4th hit. And of course, she could be as low as 22 mana cost if you got her fully maxed, which is the same mana cost as Draculus. But that's default Draculus. Like if we go to Golvania, this is what she's competing with within her kingdom. Oh no, Draculus is only 20. I forgot they lowered. Didn't he lower his mana cost at one point? But yeah, never mind. Even at full shininess, she is still worse than that. As well as tied with Mirthani. Wow, she's actually really bad then when you're comparing it like that. Like, you basically have to bleed boost ratio with her for her to be even remotely relevant. Like, you have to bleed boost ratio. If you don't, you're just not getting enough from her. Let me double check. What is every bleed gem mechanic? What is the least worst bleed gem mechanic we've gotten this whole season? Because why is the answer we didn't? Because I'm pretty sure the answer is we didn't. Rename team, bleed gem. This is going to be 4 times Golvania or undead. Probably go 4 times undead. And then low rarity. We could technically show a 4 times Golvania team, but we already did that for the Monday video. So I want to try to do something different. Even though she obviously would be used for 4 times Golvania as well. But yeah, bleed gem, 4 times undead, and low rarity are the 3 we'll do. Alright, so first things first. Actually, let me put her 1 on each team just so I don't forget. Get rid of everything that isn't her. Alright, let's see what we can do. So first things first, which is the least worst bleed gem mechanic in all of these? Create 2 red gems. Okay, you don't have a crate bleed. You don't have a crate bleed. Create a mix of 14 green and bleed, then gain an extra turn. Honestly, it might be you. You just create 7 bleed, but no extra turn. You create 5 and 5, but no extra turn. Though Fairy Fire, honestly, not bad. The chances it backfires too heavily, though. You create, no bleed, you just boost ratio from it. Though auto extra turn's pretty nice on you. You technically create no bleed. It's one big downside of using this guy. Even though he converts all brown gems to bleed gems, he then explodes all the gems on the board. Basically meaning that all he's going to do is stack bleed on the enemy team. We don't actually get to utilize the bleed gems for boost ratio, as he's just going to full clear the board anyways. And since he shares the exact same mana cost, ironically, he's not even good with Queen Wilhelmina. Wait. They spelled her name wrong. Maybe that's why I'm messing it up too. Right here, it's Wilhelmina. Here, it is Wilhelmina. They spelled it wrong. Which one's correct, then? I assume this one's wrong, then. Yeah, this one doesn't have the L. And this one has an extra L there. Or the correct L. But there's no L between the H, or between the E and the M. But anyways, if she's on your, yeah. So there's no reason to use him. 5 bleed, 5 decay would gain extra turn. Not bad, but I think I'd rather have the goblin guy. Though she has lower mana cost and shiny. They're both undead, so I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know, I guess you could technically use both. But he covers more colors, so I guess he's still more relevant. Convert 9 blue gems to bleed is not awful. But he's only good against towers, so we don't really care about him too much. He's really at score reduction, I guess. I don't know, maybe we could get away with him. If the enemy dies, convert all green gems to bleed. Steal a bunch of life from an enemy, convert 4 purple to bleed, which doesn't actually do any value. But yeah, I guess this is the way, and then we just put like a mana accumulator somewhere on here. Also, I just realized I didn't try to do this. This is basically the 4 times undead team, which is kind of funny. This was supposed to be the bleed mechanic team, but I somehow also made this team the 4 times undead team. And I don't know, did we just go Wand of Stars there? It just feels like a Wand of Stars angle. That or we go in power to get things rolling. I think we're missing is what, yellow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm just missing yellow. I am tempted just to put like a leprechaun on the team just to get it rolling though. There's so much undead though. Do you gain any bonus from 3 undead? You do! 5 extra magic for her, that's nice. Though she's going to get most of her boost ratio from the bleed gems. 1 bleed gem is already like 7 magic equivalents. Let's see. Will Brown to bleed 4 gem match count as a free turn explode? Will Brown to bleed 4 gem match count as a free turn? Yes. Oh, no. Wait. Actually, that's a good question. I'm not sure if it would. I see what you mean now. I don't believe it does. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, oddly enough. Will an empowered troop help any? I feel like it's a leprechaun angle here. Because we need speed. And this isn't actually a 4 times undead team, even though it's triple undead. I'd rather have leprechaun than Wand of Stars, I feel like. Oh, we should be good to go here. And banner is double green, purple. Because this is actually basically a goblin team. Or, you know, trying to utilize him, even though it's like triple undead. Like, we're trying to feed into that green. Like, it is basically a Count Gobula team, even though it's technically a team for her. Oddly enough, there's also a low rarity team. I don't know, should we show this for low rarity instead? The problem is there just isn't other bleed gem mechanic. I don't know, we'll still show this for bleed. But all this is low rarity. It's an epic, an ultra rare, and obviously her. She's not low rarity, but you know, it's showing it with her. We need a green purple banner, ideally minus yellow. Perfect. Unfortunately, it's the other color. I wanted +2 in the other way. But I guess we are still +2/+2 because Leprechaun's +1. So doing this is +2 purple, +2 green. And we don't need to change hero class because we're already set. Alright, let's go test this somewhere. So how about Golvania? Oh yeah, forgot we can't. These we got trials. Boo. Okay, let's do no, Pride Lands, I guess. We were doing some explore here earlier for no reason. To yesterday. Alright. We had the booster thingy. Hey, let's go see what she could do. So, she's not bad if... The big heavy caveat of if. The biggest if ever. But if you use her with bleed mechanic, she is not completely useless. Especially with her extra shininess. Because we're getting 20 extra damage per... That's still not enough, though. It's surprisingly still not enough. Alright, how about now? How many's on the board? Should be a lot, right? There we go. Now that's the number we want to see. 98 additional damage. There we go. The triple insta-kill. And then we do a blue to purple. Unfortunately, he also uses purple, which is kind of blocking us. And then we just get a mega boost ratio again and it dies. I know, it's not the worst thing in the world. It just requires so much setup to work. But it's not awful. Oh good, I actually need red deeds. It's the one I need the most because I need it for attack kingdoms. It's basically my new purple deed book. Of course, we have the perfect convert for him when I can't use him. I know I can. Oh wait, no I can't. Because there wasn't too many blues on the board, or not enough blue. Or too many blues, I mean. Alright, let's see what kind of boost ratio we can get here. Is that one shot? No, it's slightly short. I can Leprechaun here. Oh, I should have taken that red first. So we give her a boost ratio. If we have alignment on blue, we'll go for that. And then we just go for her, and then boom, dead. I don't know, it's not the worst thing ever. It's just she's so dependent on bleed gems that it kind of gets in the way. Because you basically have to put bleed gem mechanic on your team. Which really limits what you can run it with. Can I not take her for full mana right now? That's what I'm trying to do, but I don't see it anywheres. Oh, that's some big damage right there. Still not enough, though. I feel like in a PvP situation, honestly, she's not that bad. Let's go bring her to Central. Because one benefit she gets from a PvP situation is she would one-shot like every enemy we encounter. The only big issue is it's not a 4x one-shot. In almost every situation you would want to do that. Takshaka would be stronger. But honestly, it's a pretty hefty amount of damage. Like if we go bring this to the center real quick. Before I do, let me make sure the team is saved here. Good it is. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, let's go run in Central real quick. Because even if we take the hardest enemy here, I'm pretty sure we still one-shot. After we get set up, of course. Oh yeah, we definitely do here against an enemy like this. Come on, Leprechaun, a little bit more mana than that. What's our win condition here? I guess we just convert it, get him bled, and then... Now we're blocking on purple, though. I kind of wish this thing didn't use purple. Not her, the first slot. Obviously, she has to use purple. All right, here's a real team. Let's see how this goes. There's a really real Maelstrom Daganov team. We're also frozen all over the place. Oh, well, that's not going to work. No! I do need her to not get Essence of Evil. An entire team structured around one troop definitely will not function when that one troop gets disabled. Hey, come on, RNG. Nice, we got it. Except we're frozen on purple, so it doesn't even matter. I wish Leprechaun would feed us a bit more mana. Do we really need his ability to get the damage? Otherwise, we don't have enough damage to one-shot stuff. Like his hero that didn't die in one shot. I don't know, it gets your job done though. It's just really clunky. I do kind of want to try the other team with just Count Gobula though. Honestly, I might even get rid of that first slot and just do it with Count Gobula. I feel like I'd rather have more mana accumulation, just run Wand to Stars with Count Gobula. That first guy's just blocking our mana. Like, it's literally all he's doing. That does make this a little bit less of a bleed team, though. But I think we have to. It just benefits so much from having this. Alright, are we good then? Or do we want to go even heavier into green? This kind of makes me want to go green-purple instead of purple-green. I know, it's fine. Alright, should be good to go then. We just keep it as mech. But yeah, we're gonna do it with Wand. I hate having to resort back to Wand, but it's just so strong. It's kind of hard not to shove in there. I tried to not use Wand, but Wand is just definitively better here. We tried, though. I say that as it full misses Wand. Yeah, we definitely lose here to Takshaka. Oh, unless he leaves. Oh. If he would have left us that 5 times green, we would have been golden. I have to land extra turn while taking green here. Nice, we got it. I had to go for the RNG, the Hail Mary. So she actually gets to keep the life that she takes. So even though she's basically about to die any second now she's not. Now, while she doesn't have any score reduction, she does have 25% spell reduction. Well, when she's not stunned anyways. But yeah, she can make a really big HP comeback that way. It's very similar to Tina 9000 in that regard, which is why I compare her to that. And that you just gain so much durability from your cast. And what's nice about her is a lot of her life gain is actually from boost ratio. So even if she was webbed, she would still gain like 1 billion life. Because in any given situation, almost half her damage is coming from her boost ratio. Let's see if you have her at shiny level 2, it is. Like, there's some instances where our boost ratio is bigger than our actual base damage. Yeah, well, that's one team down. Unfortunately, it did have to resort back to Wand of Stars, though. But it gets the job done. Alright, next. Oh, not what I wanted. No! No! Round 2. I meant to click paste, not copy. I just did copy. I was trying to paste. There we go. Alright, one team down. Good to go. Alright, now 4 times undead. how badly I want to just make every bleed gem mechanic like we were doing earlier. It is very tempting to just go, what's that other thing called? Ghost Queen. Obviously we need that for a 4 times undead team. The Goblin's undead, right? Because I might just have to use him with like the Exploder or something. This might actually be the time we bring him out as well as for first slot. Though, then again, we could run Hero. I just run Wanda Stars Hero with Death Knight. Unfortunately, we gotta resort back to Wanda Stars again, though. No! That means this team's gonna be exactly the same, though. No! Why you gotta do this to us? No! It's the same thing, but just no Leprechaun. Wanda Stars, stop being so strong. And I feel like I should change this team. It literally became the exact same team quickly. Because I have to use something that's for Bleed Gem, and Count Gobula is the best thing for it. I have to use her because this is a team for her. I'm using this, or we're using Wanda Stars because it's just the best mana we can get. Which means literally the only change would be Ghost Queen. We gotta change it more than that. But there's so little I can change. Because we have to keep her. We basically have to keep him. Because he's the most viable thing to get Bleed Gems onto the board with Auto Extra Turn and everything. We could get rid of Wanda Stars, I guess. But then we're getting rid of Wanda Stars. I don't know. What undead covers the most colors here and would be the most useful? I would need the one that is yellow. Just yellow. What's on yellow undead that isn't awful? That also ideally has bleed mechanic or a billion mana. That also isn't hero in first slot. Oh, Pharaoh. Pharaoh's interesting. Running our first slot? We could run that. I'm fine with that. Honestly, even double Pharaoh? But I don't know. Running with the Ghost Queen kind of seems kind of nice. But yeah, trying it like this. We also get Curse this way and a few other things like that. Which means we can actually land over Bleed. She oddly enough doesn't have any Bleed boost ratio. She only has Bleed Gem boost ratio. So bleeding the enemy isn't that important, but it's still 10 true damage per turn. So it still helps. And then we change our banner to double green, I think. It feels like double green purple. So same banner as before, just minus yellow. Actually, literally this, but inverse. I don't know. Do I minus or blue? I might just have to minus or blue. I don't want to minus red. But I guess we're just going with that then. Alright, that should be fine. Let's go test that out. Gotta copy it, paste it to middle. But yeah, we can also go double Pharaoh if we want to, but I want to go with a higher variety. Not sure if we get extra magic from that, do we? No. Because you get the 5 magic for only 3 undead. So we do not get any extra magic from it. I think we would if we went like a 3rd Golvania trip, which means if we do end Death Knight. But no, I'm trying not to use Wanda Stars, otherwise it's like literally the same team over again. We gotta make something different. Alright, let's go try it against a real team. Because we're basically using her as our tank then. And the 50% undead to get everything rolling. And this is 4 times undead. Not 4 times Golvania, but 4 times undead. The only reason I'm not showing a 4 times Golvania for this video is, we already did for the weekly video. Obviously, it didn't include her, but, you know, we kind of already did for the thing. So I figured we'd try not to do that again. Alright, the main guy that we need not to be frozen is currently frozen. Wonderful. Though not much new in that regard. How do we go about this? The main thing I want to click right now, I can't click. There we go. We're still frozen, though. This team doesn't carry any way to cleanse because, you guessed it, we have no Wanda Stars. And because of that, we get punished like crazy for not running it for one time. It is crazy how broken Wanda Stars is for every team. It just fixes almost every issue every team has ever. Though that went surprisingly well for being frozen the whole time. Pharaoh got like the most perfect explodes ever. Use the Ruby weapon? We technically could go Ruby weapon with her. I'm just trying to use her damage as our primary damage source. I feel like if I put Ruby on the team, I'm going to start trying to use Ruby as the primary damage source. As Ruby is just better than her. She's nowhere near full mana here.
Mana surge.
Yeah, honestly, she's not that bad. But you basically have to use her with bleed mechanic. Is the biggest caveat that makes her kind of unfortunate. Speaking of which, am I going to run the same bleed gem mechanic 3 times in a row? Because I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. Though this one I want to go kind of crazy with it. I want to bring out all the bleed gem mechanic. And then run here. I might just have to bring Wand of Stars here. Because that way we don't get backfired by the Fairy Fire. I kind of do want to use this other new one. Because she, in theory, is not that bad. The problem is she's probably not going to land extra turn. But getting 4 times Fairy Fire on the enemy team is just so strong. And she's low rarity. Well, low-ish. She was available too during the campaign. Like a couple weeks ago. Both of these two were. All these bleed gem mechanics were. Since it's a new power gem. And this we're just going to go... Oh no, is this going to be a mech rush again? It sure feels like this could be a mech rush again. Though we do get 5 magic if we were to go undead. But the problem is we don't get mana start if we go Death Knight. Pretty sure Death Knight doesn't have it, right? Yeah, Death Knight doesn't have 50% mana start. Unless you use it with the Ghost Queen. So I think we do have to go mech here. And then just do that with... Because it was also to allow us to dispel Bless. So we can actually land Fairy Fire as well. Since we're not really running Curse. Well, I guess technically Wand of Stars is Curse, but you know. We're ideally not wanting to click the Wand of Stars for Curse. And then Banner, honestly, I think I just do green-purple again because that's what he creates. Double green-purple. Minus something we don't use. Or use a little bit less, like blue. Which I think is the same banner as the other one, right? Yeah, it is. It's just because it's really good with Count Gobula. Alright. Oh, actually, doesn't the other one create the same color? I just realized. Because this one also creates green-purple. I didn't notice that till just now. Because he creates green-purple, green plus bleed gem. And she creates green-purple, Fairy Fire plus bleed gem. So they're both a green-purple creator. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go test this. Quick battle. Paste, 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 paste. Oh yeah, did I ever repaste it when we did the change? I think we did, right? Death Knight, Pharaoh. Let's double check. Death Knight, Pharaoh. I guess Death Knight doesn't matter in this context, but there we go. That's the same team, right? Yeah, I think it is. They should all be good. Oh, this is going to look really similar to the first team, though. Oh no, I can't help it. At least 2 of these are going to look similar. There's not much I could do to help that. Because they're both using the same core team. This actually isn't that much different than the other one. Yeah, I think I just have to show it this way. Oh no. The same issue happened with the middle team. Where it's just that the structures are so good. It's the big issue with Wand of Stars these days. Is a lot of teams fall into that same structure if you want to try to slot it in. There's just so much value, and it's very rare that you can actually get rid of it. Just because of how much value it produces. Alright, we should be good to go. Don't miss, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss. She missed. And died. Mega miss. Oh, I hit the right target, but it was barriered. If only we had an extra turn. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of mana drain. We're just gonna die to this orbit thing. Alright, this is redeemable. I just need full mana. Before we cast orbit again. Which is very unlikely. I was gonna say, if you could cleanse right now, that'd be amazing. He did not cleanse. Luckily, Orbit just keeps missing like crazy, so he's kind of not doing that much value. The problem is I can't really do much either while we're this frozen. If I could just get like one unfreeze, we could just go in. Nope. Oh, sad. Let's try it again, hopefully against a not elementalist. Or if we are, hopefully get a little bit better start. The main thing that made us lost there was her missing though. That's one of the reasons I was even saying when she came out, she's probably going to be way too inconsistent, because if you miss even once, you just kind of lose. Because you get 5 times fair fired. But I guess with Bless you want, you get 5 times fair fired, but still. It's just such a liability if she misses. Oh, this is going to be a big turn though. Oh, this could be a really big turn. Do I have lethal? I already have lethal. Oh, unless he revives. Which case we no longer have lethal. Come on, full mana. Wrong person with full mana. There you go. That's not bad. Now, do we try to replace Wanda Stars for something else? Just so we don't have Wanda Stars again. The problem is I need the Bless from Wanda Stars on this team. We're very specifically using the Bless. Oh, we actually got 3 Fair Fire. Should just have that. Unfortunately, I don't have any way to take it other than just manually taking it. Wow, I might not even need a Wanda Stars cast here. Wow, that worked out really well. And now I just need you to not miss. Hey, she missed. Yeah, I don't think she's worth. I'm not sure. The Fair Fire seems so nice if you could actually utilize it, though. Just so hard to try to utilize it. Yeah, overall verdict on the Immortal, on the Mythic, is it's not that bad. It is surprisingly not that bad. It's not great. Like, you're never willingly putting it on your team. You're only putting it on your team because it's either a Golvania restriction or an undead restriction. Or some other restriction you would actually need to justify using her. But otherwise, you're never actively putting her on your team. You're only doing it because she's the best option in the game mode. But she's never going to be the best option when you can use anything. Or she's just a way more annoying to use Tina 9000, basically. Well, no, she gets some pretty decent damage when you get that full bleed boost ratio going. Like, if you can get to the point where you can one-shot your enemies in PvP, it's kind of not that bad. But you're almost always going to get better value from, like, double Talk Shocker or something similar. Because even though she's doing 10 bleed damage, to, or, 10 true damage to all enemies per turn, it just doesn't make up for all the shortfalls of everything else you have to do just to make her work. Also, Wanda Stars, can you stop missing? Oh, that wasn't an extra turn anymore. The convert made it not an extra turn, no! That was from her 1 guarantee bleed gem, too. There's actually a downside in that situation. Oh, so we're almost dead here. Are we losing this? That is like the 3rd Wanda Stars miss. Yeah, maybe we do ditch the Wanda Stars. The problem is this team really desperately needs Bless. So we don't backfire our Fairy Fire. Alright, and lastly, let's go do the other thing, I guess, explore one more time. The original one. I don't know, what can we do to this team if we were to replace out Hero Weapon? What would be the switch? Well, obviously Hero Weapon, but, what can we put there? I would have to use Brown. I'm trying to think of a brown weapon that goes well with it. I guess it's technically Ruby. The problem is I wouldn't really consider Ruby a low rarity weapon. Like, at all. Not even close. That is very much not a low rarity weapon. I could add Ruby to this one, maybe. Do it the other way around. Because Ruby's honestly not that bad in this context. The only thing we're not using is yellow, and we already have our banner set accordingly. I think I'll try it. Let's do it. I'm going to try Ruby weapon for the high rarity team. Because there's no way we could put it on the low rarity team for obvious reasons. It's such an expensive weapon. And it requires you to find 3 random objects across like a year of events. Alright, oh, I could have taken the 5 times there from her 1 gem creation. But this also allows us to whittle them down. Only big downside with this is it does explode some of our bleed gems potentially. Because the other team needs the cleanse way more than this one does. Yeah, this is fine. Hey, Tina 9000. Oh gosh, all the good true damagers. Here's us running this like modern true damage team that came out today. And here's a real true damage team. Tesla, Takshaka, Tina 9000, all things better than her. But look at her base damage difference. There's one thing that's... Oh, well, then again, it's kind of hard to tell because this Tina is so underleveled, though. But with her boost ratio, she does outdamage Tina 9000. But you do need her boost ratio to be able to do that. Her base damage does not outdamage Tina 9000. Not without the bleed gem mechanic. I was using that. I was how on earth did I die to a battle like this? Yeah, I might have to put Wanda Stars back there, unfortunately. The problem is it's too much like the final low rarity team if I do. Even though it's just definitively stronger with Wanda Stars. Because I have no way to deal with Elementalist. Like at all. Yeah, overall, she's not bad. She's not great, but she's usable. Definitely usable. Mostly for 4 times undead and 4 times Golvania. It's like the 2 times you would realistically bring her out. Oh, so I like how the bleed gem mechanic team isn't really even that much of a bleed gem mechanic team. I don't know, what was the bleed gem mechanic weapon? Convert all gems of chosen color to bleed gems. Burn and inflict bleed on all enemies of that color. You know what, maybe we'll try this weapon out. I'll do it with this weapon, I guess, maybe. Instead of the other thing. Convert all gems of a color to bleed. Is actually not horrifically bad. Though minus yellow is definitely not the play here. I would need a minus brown. Into ideally +2 purple something. Purple red seems fine. Purple green would also be good. But there is not purple green, so we'll go with this. But let's go try it this way. Oh, I need to copy paste it first though. But yeah, why don't you utilize a new weapon? I don't even think I've ever used this weapon before. It's not awful. It's not great, but she's like the one thing they could probably get away with using it. Just because of her dependency on bleed gem. It's like right here, I can convert to try to get more bleed gem onto the board if I really wanted to. But I think we have enough damage that we just go for it. And then I convert into killing with her. And then we cast her. Yeah, honestly, not awful. Biggest issue with this team is I have no cleanse. So we go up against a single elementalist and it just crumbles. Yeah, otherwise it's not bad. We just convert whatever the best convert is. Caster. Ideally, this guy would get full mana at some point during all this. Caster. Use that to get our mana back. Caster again, win. Yeah, get your job done. It just, you would win so much quicker with double tuck shaka in pretty much any context you would ever do this. Because she always has to give up her turn, whereas tuck shaka doesn't need to give up her turn, its turn. It's the same issue double Tesla has, even though it's so strong. But the problem with it is you're still having to end your turn once to be able to use double Tesla.
Mana surge.
Do I just cast this? I feel like I should take green. I want that thing to get full mana, but I have no way to feed it full mana. So I kind of have to like manually take it until we get it and then go for it. We didn't get the kills there, but luckily we don't actually need to. As long as this kills, we're golden. I probably should have taken something for some other mana. I was going to do it on green. But then I didn't want to because we kind of need it. But actually it would have still been better just to do it on green there. As long as it doesn't do anything weird here, we should be fine. Yep, there we go. Man, it's not bad. Nothing like crazy, but hey, there we go. So this is the 4x Golvania team. He basically just took every mythic from the kingdom and used Wand of Stars on it. Though to keep in mind, this isn't 4x Golvania in the context of a Underspire build. Because he's using Wand of Stars, technically. And Wand of Stars is not a Golvania weapon. But otherwise, his team is 3 Golvania mythics with the Wand of Stars. But it's not 4x Golvania since weapon's not Golvania.
Mana surge.
I think I take red here and then cast everything. Oh, no, but he's blocked. Okay, oh wait, I could just Leprechaun. Oh, I didn't realize he's that durable. We're up against a really high level player. That's the other place where she kind of falters as well. Her boost ratio is a lot better in mid-game and early game and mid-game. Late game, she just kind of doesn't have enough damage even with the ratio. Come on, a little more purple. But yeah, get your job done. Not bad. Definitely not the best true damager in the game. Obviously, Tesla's better. Takshaka's better. Ruby weapon is better. Even some other average ones are probably slightly better. Oh no, if you can get the bleed... The biggest issue with her is you have to commit like 2/3 of your team to bleed gem mechanic. Like you're already like 3 troops down. Because you need at least 1 bleed gem mechanic. Then a mana accumulator. And then you only have like 1 flex spot. It's one of the reasons why we kept kind of rotating to Wand of Stars a lot of times. Because there's really only 1 slot that you can make different on this team. Unless you're doing like a weird alternative option for one of them. Because every single one of them needs a bleed gem creator. You need 1 mana accumulator. Obviously you have to use her if you're building a team around her. Which means you literally have 1 flex spot to work with. Like this team, the only flex spot was our weapon. With this team, the only flex spot was Ghost Queen. And with this team, or Pharaoh, depending on how you look at it. Probably Pharaoh, actually, in that context. And the only flex spot on this one is the Halioki, or whatever you say that. That's the biggest issue with her. Is you basically need 3 troops to make her team. So you only have 1 spot that you could ever actually realistically change to build a team around her. Because you have to have bleed mechanic, and you have to have a mana accumulator. Obviously, your mana accumulator could be different as well. Obviously, on one where we were doing Pharaoh, one was Leprechaun. Lower rarity one did, what, 50% start or whatever it was. But, yeah, that's the new mythic. Well, I guess we'll do the video for tomorrow then, and go from there. But anyways, guys, I think that'll wrap it up for now. We will be back, well, I guess at this point, next week's Monday. We'll be going over and messing with, imagine what event do we have next week? We have the calendar now. What's next week? We got Tower of Doom! Do we know the color? What color Tower of Doom do we get next week? It is Tower of Doom for... It doesn't say. Oh no, we don't have the color here. But one of the Tower Dooms next week. But don't forget, this week and all next week, don't forget to be doing the daily for the Lunar New Year event. The pet doesn't come in until the 18th. But for this week and next week, every single day, you got to keep making contribution towards the event thing. Just do your battles, spend the 50 gems if you want to get everything. And next week's Monday, we'll mess with this guy. The King Equisist. But yeah, I'll mess with this guy in a 4x Centaur team or 4x Divine or Divinity Fields team. He's okay. He's in another category. He's in a category, same as the Mythic. They're all in this weird category where they're great for their restriction, but you're basically never using them outside that context. Like the Mythic we got for this campaign, great for great for Undead, great for Golvania. You're never really using it outside that context. This thing, same thing. Great for Centaur, great for Divinity Fields. You're never using it outside that context though. He does technically give you 200% mana if you get a kill. The problem is the amount of setup you would need to make him get a kill like that is too much. Like, yeah, I guess you could do Rope Dart and a few other things like that. But to end your turn automatically just to get 200% mana is kind of low. Like, 200% mana might sound high in the sense of 200% mana. But when you break down how much, like, a full Explode board is, or a Mass Destroy, like a Thrall or Bog Strider or Marilith or something similar, 200% mana is not that much when you compare it to stuff that gets other value already. It's just a really big condition with no extra turn follow-up. His Impervious into extra magic for Centaur is really solid, though. And obviously in the context of Divinity Field Centaur, it's really great, but in like a normal team, he's just too big of a liability to try to make him work. As his ability is horrifically bad if you don't get a kill. Like, you basically have to get a kill for his ability to do anything relevant. And if you're not, then he's basically weaker than Atlanta. Like, he's literally weaker than Atlanta from the kingdom that he's from. Like, Atlanta's literally like the base troop of just do damage to all enemies with like the big mana start thing. But because of all her mana start and air link and everything, she's literally stronger than him. And is way lower mana cost even after the first cast. Like, Atlanta's basically stronger than him if he does not get a kill. If he does get a kill, then he's fine. But if he doesn't get a kill, he's literally just weaker Atlanta. Which is already a relatively weak troop that's only made good because of all of its mana start. But it's basically weaker Atlanta if it doesn't get a kill. Which is pretty bad. Anyways, guys, that'll wrap it up for now. Hope you all have a wonderful week. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching. And of course, we'll have the video up tomorrow going over her. And Friday, we'll have the new Mythic video. So even though we're probably not going to have any other streams, we do still have 2 other Mythic videos going up this week soon. Her probably on tomorrow or on Wednesday, and then the other one obviously on Friday for when it releases this Friday. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful week.